Hello, and welcome to the Delta Tau Chapter's 2020 Maxwell presentation. Our presentation will cover the prompt, in 2019, how did your chapter embody the mission of Phi Kappa Tau? My name is Konstantinos Lambesis, and I was the president of the 2019 year.
My name is Antoine Botto, and I was the vice president of the 2019 year.
My name is Joshua Hernandez, and I was the vice president of Alumni Relations in the 2019 year.
My name is Steve Isakanian. I was the secretary of the 2019 year, and I'm the current president of the 2020 year. We answered this prompt by analyzing the mission itself. The mission of Phi Kappa Tau is to champion a lifelong commitment to brotherhood, learning, ethical leadership, and exemplary character. Delta Tau is an extremely deep and prideful brotherhood that extends much further than the 4 years, and for some 7, our brothers are in college. Delta Tau prides itself on a lifelong commitment to brotherhood, and that is extremely evident in how we come together as brothers through get-togethers, such as our multiple brotherhood events, our annual Founders Day celebration, and many alumni events.
We place a high priority on having a strong brotherhood in the Delta Tau chapter. Throughout the year, we ensure that there are plenty of events and opportunities for our brothers to come closer together. Whether it be a trip to the mountains, the beach, or even a celebratory birthday dinner, we make sure to do it all together as brothers. But one of the most integral events that we host every year would be our annual all-chapter retreat. Here we have the rare opportunity to come together as a chapter, free of distractions, and focus on creating stronger bonds with one another. At our 2019 retreat, we took a new approach to strengthen our bonds by implementing new ways to become more vulnerable with each other.
In order to champion a lifelong commitment to brotherhood, we have strong alumni outreach. We do this through alumni listservs, Facebook groups, and personally texting and calling alumni. We also do this through our alumni publications. Our Kellogg Spirit in spring and fall highlighted some events that actives participated in, and also is an opportunity for alumni to stay updated with their brothers through seeing what their weddings are like and trips that our alumni are taking nationally and internationally. We also had an electronic invite for our Founders Day event with a brief history of our chapter and menu for Founders Day. We celebrated our 62nd anniversary as a brotherhood and 35th anniversary with Phi Kappa Tau. We had over 150 alumni and families participate and gave several scholarships through our alumni fund.
In 2019, Delta Tau had to learn and adapt in terms of planning events, molding our schedules, and setting goals. Our diversity in chapter in terms of background, ethnicity, and schools of study help us learn from each other and execute a fantastic year. This year, we underwent a semester conversion, which forced us to adapt to the changing school calendar. In addition, we planned many events which we have not been able to execute in multiple years.
Our chapter is one of a kind on campus, straying away from the stereotypical ideal of a fraternity and instead focusing on the diverse brotherhood we have at Delta Tau. We have the most diverse fraternity on campus in both types of ethnic backgrounds and our fields of study. Through our diversity, we have the ability to learn from one another as we have people from all walks of life. In our academics, we help and learn from one another as we all are represented through many of the academic colleges and provide help. All of our brothers are unique, and this gives us the opportunity to learn from such a diverse group of people. During this year, CPP made the transition from a quarter system to a semester system. This was a huge switch for us, not only academically, but in terms of how our chapter would operate. With only 2 16-week semesters in fall and spring, and a different summer schedule, we had to completely reinvent a semester calendar for all our events, plan out how to communicate and perform our rush week with our new member process, as well as communicate with our Greek life advisor and Greek council to learn how the semesters would work. This was a huge change that forced us to adapt and learn from these new obstacles, and it pushed us even further in our ideals to progress our chapter beyond compare.
In 2019, we decided to push ourselves to truly go far and reach new heights. We wanted to progress chapter and decided to take on a new challenges for ourselves. We attempted to host several new events this year, including our first Red and Gold Week in several years, as well as an end of the year formal that had not been held since 2016. By taking on these new events and challenges, we were able to see a lot of success in our year. However, we saw many more opportunities for growth, which we are ever more grateful for. By recognizing where we fell short in our endeavors, we were able to learn much more and be even more ready for the next opportunity to pursue greatness.
This year, we wanted to progress our chapter further than ever before. We wanted to push the boundaries and test the limits of our executive boards and our actives. We set our sights on putting our first Red and Gold Week in 2 years and our first end of the year formal in 3, and dedicated ourselves to improving how we do ritual. While we did succeed in completing these endeavors, we still found out areas that we could have done better. And the knowledge we gained from these setbacks, we passed down to our actives and the new e-board so they can continue the progress of chapter even further than the previous year.
The leadership in the Delta Tau chapter stems from our executive board's strong abilities of leading the way and inspiring others to act. We extend our leadership skills to other on-campus organizations with our involvement, and even beyond that to our future career. Our culture of inspiring and empowering our members to take on leadership starts with our executive board. Prior to our term, we attended a 2-day executive board retreat to connect deeper as brothers, plan out the year, and compare leadership styles. Our biggest focus was to push our brothers to take on leadership responsibilities, whether it be in chapter, on campus, or in the workforce.
Our members in Delta Tau strive to be as involved as possible and never shy from taking an opportunity in leadership. In 2019, we had representation in 15 different clubs and organizations on campus, with over 9 executive board positions held amongst these organizations. One of the most prominent areas of our leadership lies within the Interfraternity Council on campus.
We are loyal to our college and our chapter. Going into 2019, we had our brothers in president positions and 1 other executive board position. We had a great handoff to the next year with one of our brothers being president again and 5 other members having executive board positions. We had in total 6 out of the 14 available positions. Right out of college, our brothers are prepared for the workforce. 15% of our brothers have professional internships and 80% of our brothers have jobs. Our brothers work at some notable companies such as SpaceX, Target, Northrop Grumman, UPS, and Hewitt, just to name a few.
Members of the Delta Tau chapter embody the ideals of exemplary character due to our comprehensive recruitment tactics, our volunteering and philanthropic donations, in addition to workshops that help us grow as individuals.
Something that Delta Tau prides itself on lies within our diversity, not just based on ethnicity or race, but in the types of people that come into our chapter. We have people from every walk of life, whether it be humble upbringings or life of privilege. All of our brothers are different, but we are united by a passion for brotherhood and a strong desire to become men of exemplary character. During recruitment, we make it a priority to highlight our passion and commitment to service and our dedication to growth and personal development. We strive to find people that share these values and that are hungry to learn and grow. These people know who they are, know what they want, and understand that they are far from perfect but willing to accept that. We look for outstanding individuals and nothing less. Bringing men who will show their commitment to these values and the potential to grow are our main priorities for recruiting men of exemplary character.
4 brothers in the Delta Tau chapter had the absolute privilege to work at the Painted Turtle for the 2019 summer. 3 brothers worked as cabin counselors and the other as a dietary specialist. Along with them came another brother that volunteered for a 1-week session. The past 4 years, we have had at least 1 brother volunteer at the Painted Turtle for the full-time summer staff positions, and we plan to continue those relationships with the camp. The exemplary character was for chapter, but more importantly, for the children that attended the Painted Turtle. Nothing was more rewarding than giving the campers the best week of their lives and hearing them laugh at Cilio while they pour oatmeal over our heads.
Alongside our continuous efforts to help out in person at the Painted Turtle and offer our services there, we decided to go above and beyond in our philanthropy and host our first Red and Gold Week in several years. Through this week, we had the goals of educating, raising awareness, and fundraising for the Painted Turtle and Serious Fun Network camps. Throughout the week, we held different events every day to get our peers excited and ready to raise awareness and donations for the Painted Turtle and Serious Fun camps. During the week, we had over 500 participants compete in events and challenges as they helped us fundraise for the Painted Turtle. We crafted a list of merit challenges that each sorority raced to finish that resulted them in being more educated on these camps, as well as even a few participants inquiring on how they can get involved and volunteer at the Painted Turtle. At the end of the week, we were able to have a lot of fun, learn a lot, and raise over $7,000 for the Painted Turtle and Serious Fun Network camps. Not only do we make our commitment to our own philanthropy a priority, we also love indulging in the philanthropies of other organizations on campus. In 2019, we took every opportunity possible to get involved in these philanthropies of other sororities on campus. We were able to raise over $5,000 for these philanthropies, as well as raise awareness in both our chapter and on campus.
In the beginning of 2019, we held a Building Men of Character retreat on campus to improve our chapter as a whole. Our focuses were to recognize, listen, and set. We wanted to recognize issues in chapter for social, professional, and philanthropic efforts. We wanted to improve all of these areas We wanted to listen to each other, promote new ideas, and listen to the advice from our retreat leaders. Finally, we wanted to set goals. We wanted to set goals for chapter and for ourselves as individuals, both academically and for the fraternity.
Overall, Delta Tau is a prime embodiment of the mission of Phi Kappa Tau. Our cohesive brotherhood is strengthened by our many events and lasts much longer than the duration of our studies. Learning never stops in our chapter as we adapt and overcome any failures we experienced in the past. Ethical leadership begins at our executive board and stems out to our campus involvement and lifelong careers. Delta Tau molds exemplary characters with our recruitment tactics, community service, philanthropic involvement, and our character development workshops. Thank you for your time. Any questions?